Hi guys from Monte-Carlo, Monaco. Today you will get to know one of the business legends in New Zealand, Sir William Gallagher. Several years ago he became the Entrepreneur of the Year in New Zealand, so to say the best entrepreneur at that time in New Zealand. 2011 he was knighted for his accomplishments in business, in society and for the country of New Zealand, and is entitled to carry the title Sir. And he is the hidden champion in electric fences. Hidden champion is somebody you probably haven't heard about if you are not from New Zealand, but this is somebody who just dominates the niche or the market he is present in. So he is the absolute market leader in electric fences worldwide. And even the Buckingham Palace is secured by a Gallagher fence. Do you remember the accident several years ago when somebody went over the fence of Buckingham and then over the balcony and was able to intrude into Buckingham Palace and say hello to the Queen? Now, after that incident, they introduced Gallagher fence, so this won't happen again. So today I will ask Sir William several questions for you, and we will find out about him, about his personality, maybe something about his success principles. Please meet with me, Sir William Gallagher. Hi guys, this is Sir William Gallagher, who was knighted several years ago in
yes, 2010.
2010, like 7 years ago, for his accomplishment in business.
Oh, the community business. And on this year, I'm the family winner, the best family business winner for EY, and the inaugural one for New Zealand. So first time family winner. And then I was the country winner in 2002.
So to say the best entrepreneur of New Zealand in 2002, right?
2002, and now the best family business for 2017.
So William, when you approach a business or a company, what do you regard as a good business? What elements do they need to be in place?
That's a very complex question. Do the right thing by the people. Number one's the customer. Our four guiding principles. Customer inspired. It's the customer we've got to convince. It's the customer we've got to do the right thing by. Right, then relentless innovation. So I've got about 1,100 people, but I've got 120 people in just research and development. Okay, and then quality, super quality. And I guess my aim is to be the best product, probably the lowest cost manufacturer and probably the highest price seller. So that means you've really got some money because my research and development, I've got to expense that each year and get a good result. And then enduring relationships. Company is 79 years old. Some of my business partners in Ireland, third generation. In Japan, third generation. In Europe, quite a lot of second generation.
Okay.
And the relevant, so right culture and staff turnover is very low. I think we're nearly 60% more than 5 years service, and I think we're 10% at 20 years service or more. So stable stuff.
Okay, so William, you come from an entrepreneurial family. Your father was an entrepreneur.
Yes, father started and certainly developed the agricultural electric fence. But then the electric fence changed very dramatically in the late 60s, 70s, or like 3 to 5 orders of magnitude more energy. That's 100,000 times more energy than the old. And that's really made three businesses possible. Certainly managed grass, New Zealand low-cost grassland farming. How to make money when the milk price is half. Well, in New Zealand, we can make money when the milk price is a quarter, and the Europeans and North Americans think it's, their throat is cut and they're going to die. And our guys are still making money. So that's number one. Number two, livestock. So we can stop the big guys, elephants, rhinos, and all these guys. So you can keep them out. And then the third one, which got me into the security business, is what I irreverently call the two-legged livestock business. And that's keeping people in there. And it's really the top end. I'll keep them in. Oh, I've got several hundred prisons. And then oil refineries. Oh, and good market like around the Indian Parliament, around the Buckingham Palace. They had trouble with a protester going over a fence. Oh, he was detected, but he was on the wrong side talking to the Queen. Oh, that was easy fix. So we have an active deterrent. For security, we call it monitored pulse, because it's not really electricity. There's nothing on the wire for 99.9997% of the time. And then we send a little pulse along, and it urges you to let it go. Rather violently, it'll sit you on your butt. But it doesn't do any harm. Perfect safety record. Now in some parts of the world, like Africa, they want to see a pile of ashes under the fence when somebody touches it. But I'm sorry, we really can't do that. But nonetheless, so active deterrent and then a really super detection system. Because you're not trying to detect people, you're trying to detect people disabling it, cutting it, or throwing something over it. And that means it doesn't false alarm. So we think we've got a great system, and that's just part of it. And then it integrates to about another 15 or 10 to 15 different systems. So you have a solution, and parts of the solution's ours, but we integrate with video, health and safety rules, personnel rules, energy saving, etc. So you have a security people management solution.
Yeah. Okay, what I wanted to ask you is, what is the best advice you got from your father, which you think made the difference in your business career? And then the second part of the question is, what you learned later on, because you scaled your company so unbelievably to this unbelievable dimensions. So what have you learned on yourself about business?
Well, I guess what I really appreciate, a very good sort of ethics. He was a Christian gentleman, and treat people the way you'd like to be treated yourself, but don't ever expect it, otherwise you grow up disappointed. But that's no reason for us not to do the right thing by people.
Right.
Number one person is the customer. Number two is the staff. We have about 1,100 staff with a very low staff turnover, as I mentioned. And then we're a family company. So that's easy. They're tame, and we'll do. And if you look after the first two, the third one will be looked after. But that's as a byproduct. And what I've learned since. One of the really life-changing things. Went through a Harvard program, owner, president, manager, and these are owner, president, managers of companies in the 5 to 100 million. That can be turnover or profit, whichever you like. Self-entrepreneurs, I guess, and that was, and it's very, you can run a business because it's 3 weeks times 3 years in Boston, and we've got some great friends from that. We're on our 27th reunion, so graduated about 89 to 91, and that was really quite changing. That was all the sections of business. People relations.
So surround yourself with successful entrepreneurs, and you will.
Yes, and I tear around the world. This is number 3 trip this year, and then next month's number 4. So it'll be 6 times around the world this year. So you have some really good executives. Some of them, and even I've got a son and a nephew and a granddaughter in the business. But it's more professional management, I guess. And if you've got the right people in the right place, I can buzz off for a month around the world. And the hardest thing and the limitation is the sales. So I concentrate on the sales. So you never guess I'm the salesman.
Okay, thank you very much for the insights. Thank you. And see you guys from Monaco, right?
Right, in Monaco. Oh, this is about the 5th trip here. As I say, I've had several trips in between as speaker, and of course in New Zealand I've been judged about 4 times for the national competition of EY. And hey, that's really exciting because you really see some super good stories. You know, we have to pick one for New Zealand, but then we have 5 category winners, and then we start off with about 40 odd applicants. So you've got to sort through
So
that.
you are engaged also in the competition in New Zealand, right? Yes,
Oh,
as a
well, I
judge.
won it in 02, and then that was up here 03.
Right, but later on as a judge.
As a judge, I've done the judging about 4 times, and it's quite well. No, it only consumes 2 days, and the other trick is I've got to be in New Zealand, and that's sometimes even more difficult to arrange. But anyway, that's very exciting, and some really good news, and some super quality guys. And we've got a great guy this time who's Rocket Man. He's a private business putting satellites into space. At about 5% of the other guys, he can get satellites of up to about 250 kg, which has surprised me. I didn't realise he could get them that big up there. So he's done all the test rockets, and and he's coming online. So we'll see how he goes.
Absolutely. He is, by the way, one of my favorites for the World Champion.
Well, that's good. Sadly, he hadn't got many rockets into space. They've had the rocket get up there to
But he is the first guy on the southern hemisphere to put a rocket on in the space, and this is the only one who actually owns a launching facility, privately owns a launching facility in the world, right?
And initially he would be doing a satellite a month, but he can do a satellite every 3 weeks, every 3 days, every 72 hours. He's got license to do that. He's got to get all the components coming.
Yeah, so he's using like the economies of scale to put.
And the rockets are carbon fibre, the same as our America's Cup racing boats, because that's the other. I'm interested in yacht racing. So I came from Bermuda last week, and I'm going back to New Zealand. Then I'm coming back to Bermuda for the finals. Because we've had the cup and then we've lost the cup, and anyway, a lot of New Zealanders in it, and those carbon fibre. Oh, the good old 787. That's a carbon fibre, and that's what we make rocket ships out of them. And these rocket ships are one time, of course, but very, very, very strong material, very, very light for strength. And just the thing to make rockets out of, that'll also be usual. It's like the 787 was the first commercial aircraft made of that material. So you build rocket ships out of it. And these rocket ships are, the energy they produce, because it burns for 110 seconds, and it's producing something like 250,000 horsepower. And to get and that's the first stage, and then the next stage a little less, but that burns a bit longer.
Okay. So William, pleasure meeting you, and have fun today, and hopefully our candidate will win.
Yeah, we'll see how we go tonight.
Okay,
yeah.
thanks.
Great, thank you.
So if you liked it and you would like to hear more about the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, subscribe here, and here you will find one of my best videos. And here you can get the updates to my book project. That's it. Thank you, and see you from Monte-Carlo, Monaco.